Right, 26 July 2025, and today I'm excited to give you the evening updates after a long weekend. So I know that today is a Sunday, and many of you are watching, you are relaxing, you want to go and sleep and get ready for work, for those of you that are working, but the majority of the people are not working. So especially in Zimbabwe, many people don't work. So let's quickly go through what has happened today, then we'll go into our topic. And I want to specifically start with the activities that have been taking place around the country. So voting has taken place in Marondera and Chiredzi. So there's been voting in those two places in the RDC elections. So these are what we call flash elections. You are getting the flash elections that you wanted. And Shaka Broker, no opposition has submitted any candidates. So ZANU-PF is contesting against independence. And look what they've done in Chiredzi. They've bussed as many people as possible, and they're going to win. You're going to see it. In Marondera, there was low turnout. So there was not many people in Marondera. And these places that the opposition is losing are the places where they were easily winning in the past. If you look at Caston Mateo in Marondera, he won very easily under very difficult conditions. And if you look at Chiredzi, ZANU-PF had to do a lot in the last elections, but they still lost. So ZANU-PF is winning elections because there is nobody that is contesting them. And that is why I say we need to solve it. We need to address this very quickly. It's not right not to have an opposition in a country where opposition is not banned, where it's allowed to contest, and then people just don't contest. That is a dereliction of duty. That is kutengesa. That is what is happening right now. So I think we will be with the results very shortly. They just closed at 7 o'clock. And as soon as I get the results, I'll give you guys the results. Now let's go into what is happening right now. So Mnangagwa has traveled to South Africa, and Chiwenga is not the acting president. Right now, the acting president is Mohadi because Chiwenga acted last. So you just saw this right now. It came out. Chiwenga was there. You can see Mohadi was there. And I think I saw Opam Chunguri here. And there is Jenfan smiling in the corner over there. So all the people that are supposed to be there when Mnangagwa leaves are there. The reason why Mnangagwa arrived in South Africa today is obviously because tomorrow the events are going to be very early in the morning. I'll see if I can fly to Johannesburg to attend. So I'll see tomorrow if I can attend that function, if it's open to everyone. So I'll let you guys know in the morning. It's just a 1 hour flight for me from here to Johannesburg. So I'll probably do it. And we'll see what Mnangagwa is up to. So now let's go to our topic. Mudarageza had threatened quite a lot. He said Mnangagwa was going to be removed. And there was massive panic within ZANU-PF at that time, starting in March. And it was clear that Mnangagwa was on the back foot. So the question is, now that we are going into August, so we're on 27th of July now, 26, tomorrow is 27. What is going to happen? So we've said March, April, May, June, July, 5 months have passed. Is the coup still coming? Is Mnangagwa going to be removed? Who is going to be in charge of that? Who's going to take over? What are the objectives? What structure is going to come out? And is that still possible? So at the time, it was agreed that the war veterans were going to remove Mnangagwa and they were going to get the cooperation of the army on the ground. And the people that were targeted was Mnangagwa his family, and those people that are corrupt. So we're talking here of Wikinel, Atatenda Mavetera, Paul Tungwarara, Tagwirei. You can name all of them. There was a bunch of people named. 35 people were named on a list, and these people were supposed to be removed. However, Mnangagwa did a lot. He made changes. He removed people in the military. He changed around the structures, and he appointed people inside of critical structures. And now the question is it still possible for Anamdarageza to come back and remove Mnangagwa? And the answer is, let me give you my answer now. ZANU-PF feels, or Mnangagwa feels, that this danger has passed. So Mnangagwa now feels that the danger has passed and is firmly in control. How do I know this? Starting last week, the whole group has started to go out again and do their campaigns for 2030. Auxilia is out. She's every week, 2 or 3 times, taking up more than 30 minutes on the news bulletin again. Paul Tungwarara is out, again handing out money. And as we speak, the ED 2030 mantra is back. So people are now saying ED must go to 2030. So what Mnangagwa had done to remove 2030 is now back. They're now saying, let's go to 2030. Mugabe must go to 2030. So as far as I can see right now, there is no possibility of a coup. It's not nearby. It's not possible. And there is no one to execute it. And you're going to see other changes in the military. So the military change that you've seen specifically is the removal of Mdara Sanyatwe and replacement by Asha Walter Tafumane. So Asha Walter Tafumane was today out. For the first time, he made a speech. I'm going to show you guys this speech that he made today. So as far as the guys around Mnangagwa are concerned, they feel that the danger of being removed is gone. There is no one who is going to be removed by anybody. So what is going to happen? So let me now take you through what is going to happen. We are 752 days from the last elections. So let's check, 702 days from the last elections. The next elections are 1,124 days to go. So Mnangagwa has slightly over 30 months in office. That is nothing. In politics, 30 months is nothing. So where is the coup going to come from? Let me tell you where the coup is going to come from. The coup is going to come from Mnangagwa's side. So the coup is not going to come from the other side, Anageza. They're not going to do the coup. The coup is actually going to be done by Mnangagwa's side. So Mnangagwa's side is going to perpetrate the coup to stay in office. So what you're going to see now is a turning of the tables. You're going to see something from Mnangagwa's side to stop Chiwenga from getting into office. So that is the next move. A coup does not mean only the people outside of office can remove the people in office. It also means the people in office can stop the people who are not yet in office from coming into office. So that is what you're going to see now. Watch very carefully the events that are about to unfold and look at it with the bigger picture. So remember, the bigger picture we drew was that between now and the next 10 years, the army is going to be in charge. So that is what we said. But the section of the army that we're talking about, which is the one controlled by the war veterans, seems to have been overpowered. So these guys have been overpowered. They are no longer in charge. They're no longer in control of the narrative. The narrative has gone back to these guys. So the guys who don't have the actual uniform, Anam, Chivayo, Tungwarara, these guys are back. Tagwirei, you saw Tagwirei hugging Mnangagwa like his friend at a school ground yesterday. It's clear that these guys, Mnangagwa and Tagwirei, vanotamba chikudo. together. So they play, they are buddies. They are buddies, these two. So Tagwirei is going to come in. You're going to see Tagwirei coming in. And remember now that we're changing the narrative. It's no longer 10 years of the army. You're going to see a very big push to bring Tagwirei into office. And also, guys like Wikno are going to be getting all the tenders as usual. But it's no longer about the war veterans, about the military. The guys in the military are now under the control of Mnangagwa. You saw what happened yesterday at the field where they were playing golf. Sean Mnangagwa was still right next to his father, standing there right next to his father. I showed you the picture in the morning. So forget about a revolution. So all the guys that are talking revolution, forget about the revolution. In 3 days' time, there is a planned march in Harare. So that is on the 31st or the 1st of August, one of those 2 days. There is a planned march inside of Harare. I'm going to try to get hold of Saruwaka and I'll bring him here if possible. If not, I'll try to get one of his voice notes so that we see what it is they're planning. So in the next 4 days, you're going to see how strong the people that are left are. Those people that are on the side of Geza. How strong are they? Are they capable of organizing a proper protest inside Harare? So that is on the 31st. And you see that Gambakwe has not been announcing anything. That is because I'm not part of it. I don't know. Actually, no one has ever phoned me to say, Gambakwe, we're doing such and such a thing. Can you announce it? So before, in the last time there was a plan, I would get a call, we'll get updates. Nyokaima Bunu would call me and say, Gambakwe, this is what is happening. This is what the plan is. After this happens, this is what is going to happen. So there's no one at a bigger scale who's telling people what is happening, who is behind it, and what is the outcome that we expect. If, let's say, they're going to Harare and push out Mnangagwa in 4 days' time, what is the outcome? Who is going to take over? Those kind of questions are not answered. That is what Nyokaima Bunu was answering. So Nyokaima Bunu would answer questions. And at the same time, Mudara Geza would come and confirm. At the moment, you don't have anybody doing that. And so I don't expect much. But as I said, I'll call Saruwaka and we'll try to see if we can bring him here to explain what is the plan, what is happening, when is the actual match taking place, and what are the stated objectives of that match that is supposed to take place in Zimbabwe on the Thursday, the 31st, or the 1st of August. I'm not even sure which day it is, but it's one of these 2 days, the 31st or the 1st. So I'll let you guys know when we get hold of Saruwaka so that he can explain what is happening. So in short, the timelines of 10 years under the military is now something that we need to revisit. I do not think it's going to happen in that way. I think that the guys that are actually going to stage a coup are the guys who stop Chiwenga from coming in. So the path for Chiwenga is becoming harder. They are going to make it very difficult for Chiwenga to come in. And they're going to do this through structures. So they're working through structures. And it's going to be extremely difficult for Chiwenga going forward. So a lot is expected against Chiwenga. I see many, many moves taking place against Chiwenga, and the ascendance of Valerio and the ascendance of Tagwirei into the vice presidency. Those two are going to come in within a short space of time. Right, I think I've covered it. So understand that the timeline has changed. It's no longer the same. The guys on the war veteran side have failed. They are not capable of removing these guys. They have failed to remove them. However, we have something in 4 days' time, which is going to happen. So watch carefully. And also, I'll be bringing the guys if they agree, because you can't have a demonstration and not inform people. So let's see what is going to happen in 4 days' time. Are we going to have something big? Is it going to result in a change? And are these guys, have they done enough groundwork to remove Mnangagwa? Okay, I think let's look quickly at Tagwirei. What has Tagwirei said today? Tagwirei is like Sanyatwe. So Tagwirei talks. He's got a platform. So he's using the presidential land tenure program as a platform. And Sanyatwe has got a Twitter. So let's see what Tagwirei has said today. He talks every day. So, you know, it's not like the other guys. He's got a plan. So the other guys, you have to guess what they're thinking. But Tagwirei, every day, he tells you what he thinks. So he says here, that is 10 hours ago, the leopard in the boardroom, Dr. Tagwirei's imposing ascent and the echoes of dissent, few figures loom as larger or as divisive as Dr. Elder Kudakwashe Tagwirei. Once an elusive businessman, he now stands as a formidable titan whose wealth shields him from the volleys of public criticism, particularly from an increasingly vocal online community. The digital age has given rise to keyboard warriors, many of whom young, economically disillusioned citizens would use social media as their platform of resistance. Yet Elder Tagwirei seems immune, brushing aside public censure with the leopard-like ease, ascending his own path without pause. His fan base, bolstered by those who view his investments and philanthropic ventures as vital lifelines to struggling sectors, continue to swell. For many, Dr. Tagwirei represents not just financial power, but national relevance. His footprints span fuel, finance, and mining, intertwined with the country's political and economic fabric. To his admirers, he's a master strategist who turned opportunity into empire. To his detractors, he is emblematic of unchecked crony capitalism. The polarity is where the story intensified. International sanctions and domestic outcries have failed to stall him. Instead, his empire expands, seemingly impervious to external pressures. Whether through calculated silence or sheer economic sway, Tagwirei eludes the traps that ensnare others in similar positions. Even criticisms feel muffled beneath the shadow of his affluence. But the question persists: is power without accountability sustainable? Zimbabwe's youth, starved of economic opportunity, increasingly view plutocratic influence with skepticism. Their criticism, though often dismissed, underscores a growing hunger for transparency and equity. Yet, Dr. Tagwirei claims, unfazed, observers from a height where dissent appears distant, muffled, observing from a height where dissent appears distant, muffled. Like the leopard that stalks escapement, he is silent, purposeful, and distinctly alone. So that is Tagwirei over here. Every day he talks and he gives an update on everything that he's doing. And remember, Tagwirei is part of one of the biggest churches in Zimbabwe. That is the SDA. So the SDA church is going to play a big part in the rise of Tagwirei, as is the Apostolic Church, or Johane Masowe. I don't know that exact name, but those two churches and the ZCC. So those three churches are what they want to use. They want to use these three churches. So today there was a massive gathering of the church. If you look at Harare, there was a massive gathering of the apostolic churches. And the coup is going to happen in a way, in one of two ways. Either they move forward the election. So you expect the election to move to 2030. They can even move it forward. If they consider that the ground is not ready for the opposition, they can do it. There are many ways of moving the election forward. They can also postpone the election, or they can bring in Tagwirei into the vice presidency, and then Mnangagwa step down. Those are possible permutations that can happen. So the coup is going to come not from the war veteran side, but actually from the Mnangagwa side. They're going to do something ahead of the change of power to Chiwenga. So they're going to stop that change of power from going from Mnangagwa to Chiwenga. The baton is not going to pass that way. So let's see what Sanyatwe is saying. So Sanyatwe has got two platforms. He's got his wife, and then he's got his own. So he's on Twitter. The wife is on Facebook. So today he didn't post anything, and let's see if the wife has posted anything. So follow these people very closely. You're going to see a lot taking place. And by day 1,000, so when you get to day 1,000, I'll come back here and I'll let you guys know what is happening. It's going to be bad for Chiwenga. It's going to be, he needs to move. If he doesn't move, the move against him is going to be extremely hard. So let's see what Chido said. So Honorable Chido, she is, I think, Deputy Minister of Police, if I'm not mistaken. So she last posted on the 24th of July. She's focused on Nyanga. That is where she's focused on. All right. So I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Forget about the war veterans. So forget about the war veterans. They're not going to do anything. Their part is done. So you're actually going to see a move against the war veterans. Now look at the move that is going to be made from the other side. That is the move on Tagwirei, on Valerio, and the move against Chiwenga. Those three moves are coming, and they're going to define the next 1,000 days. So the next 1,000 days, we're looking at that. Who is going to make the stronger move, and what is going to happen to the war veterans? Because remember, there's this group out there in the shadows. What is going to happen? They are quiet. People don't know what they're thinking. They're disillusioned. But for us here, so for us, the normal people, the formation of a political party is critical. So it's critical to have an opposition political party. So that is what we're going to be busy with. And I will let you guys know the next move is coming for us within the next 30 days. So within the next 30 days, you're going to see the move from the opposition, and it's going to happen. So let's wait these 4 days, see what happens, Nana Sarwaka, and then we take it from there. Our own move will start after Sarwaka's move. Then we'll make our move. Okay, I would like to thank all of you for watching. I'll see you again in the morning as we continue with the updates. So every morning at 5 o'clock, I give you guys the trending news across the country. Many people watch. So they wake up at 5 a.m. Some of them before they go to the fields. We've got so many people who are watching on Twitter. So Twitter is the biggest platform in Zimbabwe right now. Raw people are able to watch on a little screen with a very little data on Twitter. So they watch us on Twitter, and Gambakwe is multi-streaming. So wherever you're watching me now, if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube or X, we are streaming on multiple platforms at the same time. So people are seeing me on many different platforms because of the software that we use. And obviously we share. So we share to multiple platforms, all our videos. We are also on TikTok, over 100,000 views a day on Gambakwe Media. And that is amazing. So let's quickly look at the comments before I go. Yesterday I forgot to look at the comments. That was crazy. It is you can forget about all veterans, not Zimbabwe. There is hope. Yes, you can hope. It's okay. There's no problem with hoping. It's like hoping that you get money and you don't work. You can hope. Then did the SDA tell you that? Are you sure? I'm SDA myself. Of course, you have those who support him, not the SDA church. Yes, the leaders of SDA who support him. So let me tell you what the SDA is like. Rwanda, SDA, the opposition guy who's fighting over there, SDA. President Hakainde Hichilema, SDA. Uyu Tagwirei is SDA. SDA don't play with the church, it's big. So it's a very big church. But it's not only that. Put Joanne Masoe, which Shanu, put ZCC. So you must understand how these guys think. So if you don't understand how these guys think, you won't get it. They vote as a block. So if you go to raw people, when a message is passed, it's passed into the church groups. And the church group says, Vachipa 1 million. And then they go to, Tagwirei was at ZCC last few months, or a few weeks ago. And he attended there at Chegutu. You don't know what he gave there. And then yesterday he was at Solusi, and he's moving around. He's campaigning. When I talk about campaigning, I mean he's now a politician who is visible. He's not people who are sitting back. And when there's a campaign for a candidate at Epworth, He's going to go there and dance on a stage. That's what I'm talking about. It's not just a one. Winning an election is not sitting there and say, I'm winning. You do work. So that is the work I'm talking about. And that is what we want to counter. If there is an opposition party, a real opposition party, there will be no silence on the other side. So they will be answered. So they won't get away with it and they'll be challenged. When we talk of challenge, they won't get away with this little 200,000 and all that. No one cares about money in Zimbabwe. I can tell you that no one cares about Tungwara's money. No one has ever seen that money. No one cares about Auxilia and the Mnangagwa thing. No one cares. In a proper country, that is done through institutions. You don't have someone doing Mnangagwa or giving money around. They're institutions. What people want is the opposition that will come into office and put in place systems, not for us to rely on a person to hand out things to us. You are all going to have cars because cars are cheap. The car that I drive, my battered 1988 Toyota Etios, cost me $1,200 a month. In dollars, that is less than, I think, $50 a month. And I go where I want to go. So you don't need a car from Chivayo. You don't need Auxilia to come and give you Mnangagwa because there are institutions whose job is to do that. So all these things that they're doing, if you have a proper opposition, they can properly explain to people that you don't need handouts from the people that are making you suffer. But at the moment, that's absent. We don't have an opposition member, an opposition president, an opposition party. All they did, they took the political party funding and shared it among themselves. So Promise got something, Chibaya got something, the other guy got something, and then they're happy that they took 1 million and shared among themselves. Next time, CC, they will go and contest again, and they will make another million and share again among themselves. They're not going to worry about the system. They don't care because the system is rotten. It includes the opposition and the current party, the current ruling party. It's one system, one rotten system. What you need is an opposition party that is going to come and take 75% of the seats. You need to win 75% of the seats. Then you have new people. How do you get new people? You have proper primary elections. So primary elections where everyone contests who wants to be in office. You're going to have the situation in Botswana. In Botswana, President Duma Boko has got a 38-year-old minister of minerals. And when he sits in his cabinet, they are not talking about the war and what happened 50 years ago. They're talking about the future. So that's what you need in Zimbabwe. You need new, fresh people in office because the people who are in the opposition are actually rotten. Baka broker. Right. Today is Saturday. Gambakwe. I'm so sorry, guys. Did I say Sunday? Yes. Mkoma Elias, I'm so sorry. You know what you need? My day is 24 hours. Where is your Gambakwe no work thing? Yes, it's going ongoing. Remember, you didn't become part of it. Those who are part of it are part of it. We are ongoing. Did you pay 20,000, Mkoma? Those who paid 20,000 are on. So if you didn't join the group, if you didn't pay 20,000, you are not part of it. Remember, we only do the people who paid the $20,000. All right, so tomorrow is Sunday. My apologies, Mkoma, and I'll be here in the morning so that you can see the details. Okay, what else do we want to say? I think you are ZANU-PF apologies to Gambakwe. Mkoma Rogers, tika missa this opportunity. Munofane nzara wakomana. If we miss this opportunity to create a strong opposition, you are going to cry. You are going to cry like babies. You have to take guns to remove these guys. If you don't remove them through the ballot. Okay. Zimbabwe must do away with war vets and military thing. Tagwirei will remove the cabinet. I don't know. I don't know what Tagwirei will do. What I know is that Tagwirei, he is not with the people. Okay, so let me explain to you who Tagwirei is. Tagwirei is the elite. He is not with the people. You will never see Tagwirei going where there are people, ordinary people. A village or somewhere where there is a school or anything of that nature. Tagwirei always moves the people with power. He's going to go to university. He's going to go to a college. He's going to go to a golf club. You will never see Tagwirei at a place where there are ordinary people. And Tagwirei does not talk directly to people. So Tagwirei has got people that talk on his behalf, who are not normal people. Tagwirei can give Mnangagwa a hug like a baby. You know, an excited baby. That is what Tagwirei did yesterday. He was so excited, he forgot who was watching him. Tagwirei and Mnangagwa, they drink beer together. And Kanavaka did you hear what I just said now? Kanavaka Dagwa. Tagwirei and Mnangagwa. And if you see, one of my friends was telling me, Kuti, Bishop Maponga is very close to Tagwirei. They jump around together. These guys are like a boys' club. So they're a boys' club. Mnangagwa, Tagwirei, they're boys' club, Tungwarara. They do things that people who have got money do. You guys are just an inconvenience to them. So to Mnangagwa, your requirements are an inconvenience. You mean nothing to these guys. The only language they will understand is being removed from power. They've got money now, but they want to keep the power. So the only attention they'll give you is if you threaten to take away their power. That is why you see Tagwirei will never come to the ordinary people. He will never do it. But that man, you see there, is going to be up there in the offices. He doesn't care about the ZANU-PF head office or headquarters. He is concerned about what happens to his power, to his companies. Only, that's his only concern. He's not concerned about all these things happening at the bottom. That is why, if Chiwenga tells him to leave, he's going to leave. I told you guys that he's going to leave. But he knows very well that he can do whatever he likes. The next day he's going to be back in that same position. You cannot do anything to you. Same thing with the war veterans. The war veterans are no one to these guys. They don't care about war veterans. They only care about war veterans when there's a threat of violence. So if there's a threat of violence, they pay attention, not because they care about the welfare of the war veterans, but because they don't want to be removed from power. So the objective on our side as people is to remove them from power. That is the objective. How do you do it? How do you remove these guys from power without going to the ballot, without organizing yourself, without having a political party? You cannot do it with a movement. That's what I've been saying. And you cannot do it when you're absent. So you can't be absent. The worst thing you can do in Zimbabwe is to be absent. If you're absent, then what are you going to do? How are you going to remove? You can't come on the day of the election and say, remove Mnangagwa. Or you're a war veteran, you say, we're going to talk on the 6th, which is the last day that Geza talked. Then you go for 20 days and you never talk again. And these guys, we've never seen them ever since they talked. More than 6 months now. You haven't seen them talking. So you can't remove Mnangagwa that way from power. Remember, he wants power. He's got money. He doesn't care about money. He wants power. Okay. So Tagwirei actually doesn't know about politics. The childish mind. He's too. Your analysis is skewed. Gambakwe, you need to remember one thing. General Chiwenga is a man follows law. Tagwirei is just an empty vessel. Guys, forget about General Chiwenga. You can't do it alone. This is the summary of everything I'm saying. Don't expect one person. Chiwenga, Geza, Tagwirei, sorry, not Tagwirei. Tagwirei will do it with Mnangagwa. So Chiwenga, Geza, Chamisa. You can't say Chamisa is going to remove Mnangagwa by himself. You need a system behind Chamisa. You need a system behind Mahere. You need a party. That's what I'm saying to you. And you need to be the kind of people that are not sentimental. So don't just be thinking, oh, people will change this thing by themselves. How are they going to change it? They need someone to lead. So you need a leader. And at the moment, we don't have a leader. That's what we're doing right now. We are working on a leader. And then who are going to take power. Once you take power, you can make change. Without power, you can't make any changes. That's why you heard Tagwirei talk about the military. He clearly stated it. The first day he showed up, Tagwirei said it himself without being asked. If you've got money, you've got the military. Do I have that video? Let's see.
Which means that when you wealth, in the army, you are able to fight, you are able to protect yourself. So president, right now with army, you know, to protect. You know, because the additional wealth, president,
did you guys hear that? President Vanoda Kutipa army. Forget everything else. The army is not going to be in the hands of the guys who have it now. It's going to be in the hands of the other guys. The coup is going to come from the side, Mnangagwa, stopping the guys who are supposed to come in. That is the coup that you should be looking forward to, not the one that the war veterans were threatening. But as I said, 3 days more. Let's see what happens in 3 days. Let's see what happens on the 31st. And I'll try to get hold of Sarwaka. We bring him here. And he explains exactly what is going on with the match that is supposed to happen, which I don't know anything about. I have never talked about it. Isuzu were focused on the opposition, creating an opposition party, which has got offices, structures, members, and which contests elections. That's where we're going. We don't know about the revolution. In Indinoti, Pasi, the revolution. Not pass the revolution. I never remember Zimbabwe. Police army yacho. No men only vakazi. Don't forget about Chamisa. If he doesn't mind that people are lost right now without him, makes you think it's okay. Chamisa is not coming. So I will talk about that tomorrow. So I'll give you guys, I've told you now about the template. Tomorrow I'll go back to explain to you why Chamisa is not coming. Then we need to be very clear about what to do. We need to be very clear about what to do. Young people, you guys who are 45, 50, 55, 60, you're going to change this country. You cannot let this country go down. So if in that age group, you are now the responsible people to change the country. So you have to do it. And unfortunately, some of us are unfortunate, Kuti. We are in a position where we have to say it first. And you know the theory of change. You guys know the theory of change. The people who start change never see the other side. Do you know that people who start changes never see the other side? Look at the movement of the children of Israel. None of the leaders that they had here went to that side. That is the theory of change. Those are not real. And ukatanga change, you are not the one who's going to see it. That's why you see kuti isusu tino guruma vamwe vanhu. We say to other people, who can take over? Who can do this? Who can do that? Because we know kuti isusu on the other side won't be there. 2030, that is what I can tell you. Because what we are going into is a war. It's a big war. To remove Mnangagwa and put a new system is a war. Are you ready to fight? That is what you have to understand. You must be ready to fight. Games is guys, what you're going to see before these elections, you've never seen. So just get ready. And I'm telling you, the people that attempted something, they are going to be the first people to be targeted in this thing that I'm talking about. This change is not going to be easy. It's going to be one of the most difficult changes you've ever seen. So I think we've covered it. Let us take a break for the next few hours. I only sleep 3 hours. So I sleep 11, 12, 1, 2. 2 o'clock I'm up. So I'm up because the first hour I must go and work out. So I must go and work out. Then in 3 hours I'm up. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. And a good night to you all.